Thanks, guys. I'm here outside the entrance of Harmon, where throughout the day, students can be backed all the way up to this entrance here before they find a parking spot for the day. Thanks, guys. The hiring of Eric Musselman should excite Arkansas fans because the high-octane offense that he brings to the team, as well as his early success at Nevada, taking them from the bottom of the pack to all the way to the Sweet 16. Thanks, Nick. I'm live here outside right now. We're Bud Walton Arena, where the game just started a few minutes ago, and right now the score is 3-0 with Arkansas winning that game. Now, there has been a couple reasons why Arkansas has been so successful, but a head coach and a couple key transfers might be the answer to it. Thanks, guys. As you can tell behind me, there are some darker clouds moving into the area, and what that means for Arkansas is that there's a chance for severe weather. Now, I was talking to a meteorologist, and he said that the weather isn't too bad for this week, but there's still a chance for tornadoes and hail, putting students at risk. With spring season being storm season, any storm that pushes its way into northwest Arkansas has the chance to spawn a tornado, putting students in danger.
Because any thunderstorm that rolls through rotates this time of year, so that's why it's a big threat.
Recent studies from the Storm Prediction Center showed that Tornado Alley has started to shift east, especially over Arkansas and Mississippi. This has led to tornadic outbreaks across the south, especially in Mississippi, where late last week a storm produced 31 tornadoes, leading to 3 deaths. Even though Arkansas is included in the updated Tornado Alley, there hasn't been any tornadoes this year, and that's due to some weather patterns.
This year we haven't had anything yet, and that's because we have an El Nino setting up, and so those winds that help to fuel the thunderstorms and eventually rotate them is weaker, so the storms aren't rotating as much. They rotate a little bit, but you need them to rotate a little bit more to actually get that tornado out.
Last year, Arkansas had a La Nina, which led to stronger upper winds, causing a 34 of tornadoes throughout the state. Now, in Campbell, the severe weather policy is to come down here to the first floor and come into one of these classrooms where you're completely underground to ensure your safety. Here on campus, be sure to familiarize yourself with each building's policy when it comes to severe weather. The severe weather plans vary for each building on campus, so be sure to know what you need to do in case a tornado hits campus. Now, one of the best things that you can do to help yourself out is to download a weather app so you're able to track what's going on around you. As you can tell right now, I've got an app, I've got the map pulled up on right here on my phone, and there's a supercell just in Bentonville, not too far north of here. Now, it's not going to be making its way down here, so we should be all right. Reporting for the final time for UATV, I'm Nick Bravo. We're getting closer to spring break, and UAPD officers will check your car out for the basic safety functions and necessities. But don't worry about the cost, it's completely free.
Tire checks for the pressure, windshield washer fluids, your fluids is to give you information if they need to be changed or anything like that, and your lighting. Come on by.
Drivers of cars with bigger issues will be referred to the Grease Pig on MLK. When students usually think to come and check their cars, they usually just look at their tires or sometimes their headlights. But what really matters is what's under the hood. When I took my car over to the Grease Pig, they did a more in-depth check of my car and let me know that I needed a new air filter. My air filter was filthy.
Wow. Whoa. And this is why you replace your air filter.
Students don't often think to look under the hood, but it's something they should check before a long road trip.
Well, yeah, a little bit. Just probably rear main seal. Okay.
On the car, the most visible things are usually the best maintained.
The thing that I find most, that's taken care of the most, are the tires. I have not seen one set of bad tires all day. That's amazing. That's good. That's good.
All 4 of my tires were fine, but there's always that one tire that's overlooked.
So you would have had a flat donut, sir.
The new Head Hogs arrival brings plenty of changes, with many wondering how his offense compares to former coach Mike Anderson. You can find Anderson's Fastest 40 mantra on t-shirts and cups, and Musselman hopes to actually bring it to the court.
You've got to get your recruits excited and want to play in your system, and so that's how we've come up with this pace and space type of offense.
Pace and space, also known as small ball, was perfected by the Golden State Warriors in their recent championship runs. They sub in more guards to space out the floor and get three-point shooters open. Musselman says the way to get his offense moving is to pass at least 200 times every game. The more movement, the better. With Arkansas's current roster, playing small ball is a realistic possibility, with guards Isaiah Joe, Mason Jones, and Jalen Harris all returning next year. I'm here at Eric Musselman's parking spot, where his car is already here, which means he's probably putting in work to improve the Hogs next season. In just about 48 hours, Musselman already offered 2 elite prospects in 5-star forward Kyrie Walker and 4-star forward Dalen Terry, both of which he recruited in his time at Nevada. Arkansas only has one recruit signed for the upcoming season in 3-star guard Justice Hill. Guard Keyshawn Embry-Simpson's transfer means Musselman has some work to do to return the Hogs to the top. Harmon Parking Garage underwent renovations at the end of the last school year to help improve the flow of traffic. In the moments right after classes, this down ramp right here behind me is full of cars trying to leave for the day, but the main thing they have to get over first is trying to get out of Harmon. Gates used to be at the exits of Harmon, where students had to swipe a card to open the gate. This was a slow process which created a long stream of cars. They upgraded this system with no gates, but the problem hasn't fixed itself.
Leaving's not a possibility during a peak hour. You get stuck I've been stuck up to the 8th floor before, where you kind of have to just sit there for 30 to 45 minutes and just hope that some student lets like 3-4 cars go to get things moving.
When the jam occurs, students entering run into trouble as well because they are waiting on students trying to leave.
Oh, it's a huge issue. I mean, I've been late to numerous things because of traffic. For people sometimes even getting in, there'll be an issue because people can't get out, and because people can't get out, people can't get in. So there's just a big spiral that goes all the way up.
During the half hour after classes let out, it's going to be a rough time for cars trying to enter or exit, but once that rush is over, it's free sailing. Some of this issue is created by the crosswalks surrounding Harmon. Although there are 9 floors of the parking garage, there are only 4 main exits for cars. Of those exits, all of them have crosswalks within the vicinity of them. This creates the backup of cars as they have to yield to pedestrians. This semester over winter break, Transit and Parking tried to implement a new system to where people with Harmon passes could park on floors 1 through 7, but the other floors, 8 and 9, were reserved for metered parking only. But that did nothing to alleviate the issue. Reporting for UATV, I'm Nick Bravo.